Welcome back to Straight Talk with Dr. V and Mr. P. How are you doing today, Mr. P?
I'm doing great, Dr. B.
I am fabulous. Hey, can't get no better than that.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Yeah.
So you wanted me to go back to that.
I was gonna say, yes. I like the swell, Dr. V.
New year,
energizing
new slogan.
New slogan, fabulous, fabulous.
That's
Dr.
right.
V.
Fabulous,
Okay.
baby. Fabulous. Everybody can't be fabulous.
Well, no, that's true. That's true. So, I would consider myself fabulous. That's not a term.
No, I wouldn't want to, give you that slogan. Okay, we got to come up with something else.
Yeah, that fabulous would be like the two snaps in a circle. Fabulous. No, that's not.
Oh, no.
No two snaps in a circle. Oh. What you been getting to, Dr. B? Well, welcome to everybody listening to Straight Talk, Dr. B and Mr. P. Glad to be back here with you once again. Yes. What you been up to?
Working. I guess just living life. That's what I've been up to.
Living life.
Of course,
are you on break this week?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys on break from school
all this weekend, I was grading papers and discussions and assignments. So it's no break for us. Okay. No. This, college level, we're not taking a break. Only the kids
Don't
are
you have
out.
A spring break coming?
Spring break is not until
April. Coming
April.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. Like at the college levels that they take in March. Some schools take them in March.
April the 1st. The first week of April, we take our spring break.
Yeah, because I know we do have another break, spring break for the kids here, and levels down low. But I do recall some of them, maybe it's just some certain institutions starting their spring breaks in March, sometime like that.
Yes, our institution kind of coincides with DeKalb County.
Okay, so it follows that schedule.
Yes.
Okay. I ain't mad at you, Dr. V. Today is a federal holiday.
Yes. Happy President's Day. Yes.
Yeah, if you like to celebrate that thing, what are you supposed to do on President's Day?
Majority of the people are at work. So only people that are,
right.
are not working are federal. So I guess we work. So ain't no day off for us. Your day off because you at federal.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was just wondering, like President's has been a holiday, but it's, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to go and recognize the former presidents. You're supposed to, barbecue.
I guess you do.
What?
We pay homage or recognition to our presidents. But for the most part, we're working. There is no day off for President's Day. It's not like a Christmas or Thanksgiving. You remember the Confederate Monday, which I still to this day don't understand why Confederate Monday is.
No, I don't remember that. Oh, really? I don't remember that. So that used to be recognized as a day.
Used to be recognized when I worked for the state of Georgia. That date was recognized, and so I guess you do whatever you do. You off.
Celebrate Confederate. You go march down the street. I don't know what the good old boys do for Confederate Monday for y'all. Good old boys, and for y'all, what y'all do on Confederate Mondays? Let us know.
Let Mr. P know.
I know Black people ain't doing.
I don't care what y'all do on Confederate Monday.
Don't care.
I do not care. So do not send emails. Because you get no response.
Okay.
You'll respond. I ain't responding.
Well, I'm pretty sure they feel a certain type of way that Juneteenth is now a federal holiday recognized. So, they just like, what about us?
Yeah, I guess.
They say it's heritage or history, not heritage, whatever the slogan was, what they used uh, to support the use of the Confederate flags, and it's not they say it's not racist, it's heritage or history, some slogan they use. But
Okay.
anyway, happy President's Day, Dr. V, whatever you do here. And then
Yeah,
speaking
whatever you
of
do.
presidents, or former presidents, and I haven't been keeping up with this, but you telling me earlier that Jimmy Carter is in hospice.
In hospice at his home. He has said that he doesn't want any more treatment in the center, so he wants to go home and rest peacefully. So I just want to send all the love and prayers to him, his family, and his church congregation as well. I don't know how old I was, but I don't remember him as as a president. I wasn't able to vote. However, he was a
Mhm.
one-term president, but I tell you, even after leaving office, he still was busy amongst the community. So I like that. Involved in churches, he taught his Sunday school class, building homes for Habitat, doing different things in the community. So I just want to just again send love, light to the family, to the Carter family.
Yeah, and Jimmy Carter is born and raised in. Prayers and closest for his family as they go through this trying time. And Jimmy lived a good life. I would think he's 98 years old. If he make it
Yeah,
to 99,
98.
so Jimmy,
That's mm, that's fabulous. We can't get people to live right now
yeah,
to 14 years old, but oof, I tell you.
it helps when you get healthcare possible, as most presidents do. Those.
Hmm.
I don't think it's very rare that presidents die young,
Right.
unless they're a state. If they make it through office, they get the best health care and the best or whatever treatment available.
Yes,
They
they
just live
do.
a
They
long
get the
time
best.
after
They get the
serving.
best.
So,
Yes, they get the best service. You know, which I
yeah,
feel that everyone
and free
should
health care
have
for life.
access. Exactly, and I feel that every American should have the best medical health care possible as well, but that's not the case. But however, I don't want to go off on a tangent. I don't want to go off and start a whole nother conversation. But we just want to, just say peace and love to the family.
Right. And then your other president, Biden, popping up over in
Mhm.
Ukraine, being not gangster. Okay, gangster Biden. I'm like, okay. What do you think about that, Dr. V? I mean, he didn't tell Putin he was coming, but he popped up.
As he shouldn't. As he shouldn't. Why we not boss? You ain't dealing with Trump. Why do we have to let somebody know when we coming? You first of all,
You
the
don't
United
have to
States
let anybody
we go
know.
bully. We're a bully. When
I
does a
know.
bully let you know that they coming? When should we have to tell somebody that we're gonna show up? We don't. We just come in. We there. You'll know that we're there when we let you know we're there.
Because Putin, I'm pretty sure they would have intensified the assault if they had known. Putin probably like, pull up on me. Biden just gonna pull up on people. They just gonna pull up on me. All right, Biden, I see you.
Look, Putin
I
is
see you
hot.
playing.
Putin is not as bad as he think he is. So
You
but
think so?
I don't think
I
so.
think Putin about that life. Putin about that
I,
life.
I think
Oh, he
Putin
about
is
that
more
life.
scared of the United States. I think he is.
Well, you think so? I don't think he's afraid at all. I think he's so insulated and he's so ingrained in the whatever's going on in Russia. And you have to think about it in terms of scale. You know how big it is, how large it is, and how how hard it would be to actually get to Putin. I think he's a gangster sitting in the middle of his kingdom, sending out his cronies and minions to do whatever he do.
Now, everyone we have the CIA, we have other operative people out in the fields that are very close to Putin that we don't know about. So I wouldn't think that he was Mr. Untouchable. Just like I perceive or I believe that there are people close to Biden that are with with Russia, so nobody's untouchable. He ain't that well guarded, neither one. Because it's always your inside person who always gets you, right? It's a person that's in your camp that brings you down.
The only way to get you typically, but I think the only person who can threaten Putin is someone else, another Russian gangster, basically.
Okay.
Another Putin or Putin 2.0 or someone who's just as ruthless as is. Because Putin made his way to the top by not being a nice guy. So, and he's insulated, and then like he's got the pressures of the same pressures that the United States has, supporting their allies and things like that. China is his only, I believe, contemporary. So as long as he's in good grace with China, I don't think Putin really cares. I think Putin is doing what he's doing, what that positions Russia and the Russian interests in the region. I think, like I said, I think that like as long as China is not, I think he's good to go. China's like the one who throws stones and hides their hands. So
we already know this. We know
China more. Yeah, it's a business decision with China. It get personal. So it's all high end politics and reindeer games, but I just thought it was gangster or Biden pulling up on Ukraine like that, and I think he's go to Poland. He's in Poland.
Mm-hmm.
So trust. They had he didn't just fly over there with an Air Force One by himself. They had a strategic and a tactical team, and they had the ships off the coast on lock. Everything, making sure that everything was clear and no threats before he did it. So he didn't up on block, pull up in the hood like that. Sure, it was clear. So. It is what it is. It's a political move. It's a show of force. It's all that stuff. But pull up.
Right.
Biden dropped that location when he got over there to Putin. Drop that location to Putin. Say, Putin, meet me over here. Meet me in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Meet me in
Ukraine.
Now, come on
Putin. Now. Nobody's going to be that crazy. Nobody's gonna do it.
Trump would have did it. I bet you Trump would have did it. Trump would have met Putin in Ukraine.
Yeah, because he has had a closed door discussion with Putin because it's something that he wants. So yeah, Trump
would have pulled up on Putin. It would have been together. So it's funny. But anyway, moving on from the politics. I think there's nothing else really happened. Been a slow period in politics as everybody's gearing up for these runoff. It's a bunch of candidates for the Republican president nomination. So they're starting to show their faces and start running there. So that'll be interesting in the coming weeks.
I thought it was only Nikki Haley. I thought Nikki Haley is the only person who's come out on the GOP side to say that she's going to run for president. Nikki Haley.
No, she might have won. She might have been the one that officially said, but there's at least 20 people who they suspect.
I want to talk to the
throw
people.
their
I
name
want
hat.
to talk to the official. Everybody else is doing all that talking. Come officially out.
Hey, they throwing it out there to position themselves to see, who they can politic with or who wants to, pass them a couple dollars on the side so that they can put their support behind
Not a
them.
couple dollars.
Why
not Tim Scott? Why doesn't Tim Scott, since he should involvement in the GOP, why doesn't he run?
I don't know. Somebody know where the body's buried.
You are here representing for the GOP. You say you're a big dog, and you're African American, and let's go. What's up?
You know well. You know good and well.
No, but you in that party though.
You know what?
What's the thing? What?
If they were to get a viable candidate and are able to actually, bet on somebody, I bet you they're gonna pick a person of color to be the vice president. They're not gonna let this opportunity slide. It might not even be a black person. It might be like a Latino or Hispanic or Asian, Indian. It's gonna be somebody different. They're not gonna.
George Santos, he lied.
It's gonna be a mixed ticket. I promise you. If not, it's gonna be a mixed ticket because then they don't want to deviate from that. I promise you, that's gonna be one of their tactics. So.
Right.
But we'll see. We shall see.
I believe so too.
Yeah, this is All-Star Weekend. Did you watch any of the All-Star Weekend, NBA All-Star Weekend?
I did. I watched slam dunk competition. I watched the competition where Jason Tatum, where they had to go around and it was like doing a 3-point shooter around.
Skills. Yeah, the skill competition.
Yeah, I watched that. Thank you for that because I didn't know the name of that. So I did watch that. I fell asleep on the game though. From my understanding, I guess Giannis' team won last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. It's just a shoot around. It really wasn't a game. It's not a game. They didn't play defense. The final score was like 180.
They can't get in. They can't mess up their guaranteed money.
You can't mess up your guaranteed money. That's the whole point. It's guaranteed. You can't mess it up.
I don't want, but
it's not like the NFL. If you get injured,
I still want to play in the game. So of course I know they're not really playing. Just like the pro football, Pro Bowl. Ain't nobody playing out there. And then they going into what is it? Tag. Yeah. Nobody doing that. Flag. I meant to say. So nobody is trying to get hurt. Yeah, flag football. So, I mean, but it was good from my understanding. I think didn't LeBron hurt or do something? He went up for a dunk or something.
Who you talking about? LeBron?
Last night.
Yeah, he jammed his finger, but it wasn't because somebody was playing defense on him. He just
I know he went up for a dunk,
trying to block or a shot.
Yeah,
and his finger caught him. Yeah,
right.
It's really dumb. But the All-Star game, you used to really understanding that you don't want to get hurt, but it still had some meaning to it. At least with the in Major League Baseball, it used to decide who was the home for the World Series. Now it's really other than like an economic component for the city that's hosting, All-Star weekends that come to your city. The city generates a lot of money for the city. But other than that, like the on the field stuff, it's just trash. I mean, like it was just a shoot around. It really like I don't know. It's really I don't know. They gotta figure something to do with that. It used to be exciting.
Okay.
As a kid, the superstars would participate in. Now, the guy who won it is like a internet guy who's in a G League. So I'm not saying that he's not a great dunker or whatever, but I hadn't heard of him before the All-Star thing, and I didn't even watch the slam dunk contest. I only actually accidentally came across the All-Star game while I was scrolling, and I was like, "Oh, this is the All-Star weekend." And by that time, the score was like 90. It was halftime. It was 99-92. Like 99, you almost 100 points in a half. That means literally there's really no defense. So, for the defensive players or the players who are known for their defense, it's an opportunity for them to showcase their talents or their specialty. So, whatever, it is what it is. But I did see good basketball. I went to Saturday. We went to Overtime Elites, which is and I don't know if you know about it, but it's a league in Atlanta. It's like Overtime Elite is the second year. It's like where the top high school players in the country, they can really start. Right. So we went, it's down in Atlanta Stadium. So we went to one of their playoff games, and we actually got two. We got to sit courtside.
Okay.
Waiting ball, the kids were playing. So I good basketball wasn't at the All-Star. Oh,
that's good.
I mean, shout out to Overtime Elite. They playoffs started. Semi-pros are next. The semifinals are next week, and then the finals are the week after. So I bought a ticket package back when the season started, and that gives me 5 games, including one in each round of the playoffs. So I'll get to see the semifinal game and the finals game. So we'll see. That'll be exciting. They'll be competitive. So shout out to Overtime Elite and those.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a good time for that. But NBA, really not. And I don't think we've talked since the Super Bowl. Super Bowl turned out was good. That was a great game. I think the Super Bowl. Your 49ers got spanked. So
let me tell you something. I'm gonna tired of somebody saying my 49ers got spanked. Come on now, our third string quarterback was injured. They put in the 4th string quarterback. Y'all know, come on. So really, technically, Philadelphia, come on, y'all. You really, you slid on into that Super Bowl. But I'm so happy that Mahomes shut it down, that you didn't go no further. So I'm good. I enjoyed the Super Bowl. I enjoyed halftime. So hey, it is what it is. My 49ers will come back. I hope that the front office and the coaching staff keep Jimmy G. Let Lance go ahead and get traded somewhere, and let's do this thing with Jimmy G, and let's keep Bob Purdy, and let's keep it pushing. Brock. I mean, that's all I can say about my Niners. But so you try to be funny. Let me tell you something. Where did your Steelers go? Where were your Steelers at? They were already at home for the Don't go there. Don't go there.
I'm just saying, that playoff game, it was left to be, something left to be desired, less than desired. But I get it. You're right. The Steelers weren't playing. We had opportunity to, make the playoff. If I believe it was a Miami loss or something, but we didn't make it. It's all good, though.
Nah. So don't you go there about what my 49ers did, because come on there. If you really looked and analyzed how we lost, come on. Our quarterback got injured. Now ain't making no excuses.
Y'all got
fourth string quarter. He didn't know what to do. He ain't been doing nothing.
Oh, but well, y'all protected that third string. I knew y'all was.
I know, but yet still, we were in the conference playoff, so we good.
Okay, all right, y'all good.
So, but let's talk about Fletcher Cox. Let's talk about Fletcher. Let's talk about Fletcher Cox in his blouse. What's up with that? That could be a reason why the Eagles lost.
Sometimes, being fashionable or trying to be a trendsetter doesn't always work out for you. So
wait a minute. We wore that suit. We wore that suit back in the 90s. That is not being fashionable. We wore that little shell. They had the button on the inside, and it was just cut right there. That's that shell. See, that's the shell. And see, you could wear that, and you didn't have to put a shirt on up under that. See, ladies. See, Fletcher Cox brought that daggone fashion.
I don't know who talked the brother into it, but best of luck to you.
They need to be fired.
Yeah. Yeah. I
They
mean,
need to be fired.
they tried it. It didn't work. He tried it. It didn't work. He didn't get the outcome that they expected. You know,
no,
you learn.
He did.
You know,
all he needed was the right shoes. He needed them Pro Warriors 99. That would have put him in there.
Oh, that's what he needed. Okay.
Yeah, needed them.
Let's talk more about the halftime show. Let's talk about, because there was a lot of mixed opinions and mixed bagged about it. It was Rihanna, which put a lot of hype and a lot of it on the halftime show. So you said you enjoyed the halftime. What did you like about it?
I enjoyed the halftime. My thing is, let me put it like this. I've never seen Rihanna in concert, so I didn't know what the expectations was for her performance. I know that this is that halftime in the Super Bowl is the prime. I know this is supposed to be energetic. It's supposed to be like this outstanding performance. It's supposed to be unforgettable. Did she give an unforgettable? No, she didn't. But I think that it was better than what we have been seeing in the past. It wasn't better than, when Dr. Dre.
Hold on, let me stop. You thought it was better than Dr. Dre?
I said it wasn't better than Dr. Dre.
You said you thought it was. Oh, okay.
It wasn't better than Dr. Dre.
I thought you said it was better than Dr. Dre.
No, it was not. It was not better than Dr. Dre. It was better than Shakira and J-Lo. I'm sorry. Because in the past, we have not had the opportunity to see our artists perform the way that they're performing now at Super Bowl. We would go 5 years of seeing just Caucasians, and then maybe bloom, a black person may appear as a guest appearance. So to be able to see our people from last year, from Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, I think that was it, J. Cole, that were out. And then to see the following year follow up with another black, Lamar, another black artist is Rihanna. I think it's fabulous. So I enjoyed the halftime. I know it wasn't all of the things that everybody anticipated. And yes, she is getting mixed responses from her performance, but she was pregnant too. So, hey, she can't get out there gyrating and going all up and doing all this stuff, that baby. And she was suspended in air. Come on now.
Well, obviously we know she was pregnant, but how long did you realize that into the show, or you asked yourself? Because it went viral the first 30 seconds. Everybody's like,
well, she rubbed her stomach. As soon as she came out with "Me Better Have My Money," she started rubbing her stomach, and I said, she's pregnant.
Okay. So you knew that. So obviously that impacted the type of performance that she could give, right?
Right.
So and I don't know if this wasn't intentional on her part. Of course, she has no idea. I'm curious, and I don't know how. So she could not have known. She could have or couldn't have known that she was pregnant. Maybe she did, or maybe she didn't know that she was pregnant when she agreed. Because I think they announced this. I don't know how long they announced that she would be the halftime performer. So she couldn't have, when she signed the contract to start doing this, she could have been not pregnant, right? So, given that she was, I think that impacted, the type of kid. And it for me, it was nothing to, it was kind of boring to me. To be honest, it was boring. I
Okay.
did like the different levels going up and down and things like. She went through her songs, so she got a lot of hit songs, and she did what she do, or she did what she could do. Um, but I guess because the way they hyped it up and the way they did it, I expected more in terms of the collab that she did. I expected her to bring on more people, who that she songs with, who she collaborated with. She could have brought in Lamar's or whoever she did the collaborations with Jay-Z. And maybe they didn't, or they attempted, they didn't agree to that. So it was almost basically she just standing there, and she's not a bad singer. So I think she sings pretty well, but I don't think she voice work. She's a more performance. She needs more performance in her act, or that's the way that she's done it in her shows. Maybe on visuals, I know who played all other ways, shout out to whoever gets it next. I think it was a mixed opinion. If you had to do a poll, some people was like, "Oh, this is the most beautiful thing I've seen visually," and some people opinions were that they realized she was pregnant, and so they took that into account, and so because of that, and some people are just fans. If you're a big fan of it, to look at it from a different angle versus visual, like many of us. So if you're just casual fan and you know of her, and like you, I've never been to one of her shows. Don't really have a desire. I like some of her music. If it play on, cool. I could maybe sing along to it or do whatever. But it's not like I'm trying to get out to show. So we'll see what happens of this and what becomes of it. So shout out to y'all Rihanna fans.
My thing is, come on now, Coldplay didn't. They were in Atlanta. They didn't bring out our artists. They should have had guests up there. They didn't have.
They don't have collaboration.
They don't have to have collaboration. They could have brought it.
I'm saying she has a lot of collaboration.
I understand that.
Why would I bring somebody on my performance?
She don't need to bring anybody.
I didn't say she had to. I asked that. Me, my expectations were, a little let down. But I don't know if they're not making that for me. So I'm saying for her. That's what I'm saying. You had I think she could do better. Let me just put it like that. I think she can do better. She can do better. And I'm giving that, and it may be fatigue because she hadn't put out I think she's supposed to be working on new music, and her focus has been on building her brand, her Fenty brand. She's a billionaire. So business-wise, she's doing what she does. Her focus is on her business. So maybe that took a factor into it because she's put so much her energy into her business that the performance side of her, what used to be her passion, does not get as much focus as she did. And she
we'll see.
I mean, she's still a billionaire. She's gonna her status and change as a billionaire. But she's having out. She has her son with one in May. She's has another child on the way. So it'll be interesting to see her focus, how it shifts, because it's a challenge being a mother to multiple kids and then an entertainer. And one thing you can do is shout out to Beyonce. Basically, I'm sure she has a great team around her and a great support staff, which you can afford. But she seems to be able to. She handled it pretty well. She, from outside looking in, she seemed to be able to handle that well. It didn't like hurt her performance or her shows. You didn't see any drop off, or in her business things, you saw a drop off. And then the way that her team put it together when she came back from like having her kids and having her twins, when she did that documentary showing her going back, trying to get her body back to having stuff, I was like, that was brilliant. That was a brilliant marketing and a tool for doing that, or showing, demonstrating. So it's curious to see if she's able to do the same. I know
we got to stop trying to compare her to
a lot
Beyonce.
of.
She is not Beyonce. We cannot do.
I'm not comparing her to Beyonce. I'm not comparing her to Beyonce. Okay. I'm using.
Well, everyone wants to bring up the Beyonce because Beyonce did this, Beyonce did that. Rihanna is her own individual person. Her marketing is probably going to be totally. She looks the type of person that she is a private individual. We still don't know her son's name. She's a private individual. She's not going to give no documentary or her background or back scenes of her. Private. She is private. You know, name her son. You got her Instagram. Well, she still is not getting releasing everything.
I don't care about her son.
Her life.
She's on Instagram.
That's because she's on Instagram. Did you think she was pregnant on Instagram? No, she did not.
I'm sure she did. I don't follow all that, bro. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a top secret. It wasn't top secret.
It was a top secret. So nobody knew she was pregnant to Super
Bowl. No, I'm talking about this second one. I'm talking about her first. We're talking about her first one. Oh, well, the second one, you can't hide it.
Yeah, well, she hit it into the Super Bowl. So, how about that?
I just don't see that. Okay. Because she hadn't been performing. She hadn't been.
It doesn't matter. If she's been on Instagram, she would have released it on Instagram. If she wanted everybody to know she was pregnant, Instagram would have known. We would have known about it for the Super Bowl. No, you did not know that.
She planned it for the Super Bowl.
Huh?
I have to know anyway, but I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. I'm curious going forward because again, I think before the pregnancy, the Super Bowl launching pad for her release and start promote. So I'm just curious to see how new pregnancy changes the trajectory of that. You have to readjust that thing because her focus now needs to be on being healthy and bringing a healthy child into this environment. And you know how stressful that can be on top of trying to be, entertainer and things like that. So, God forbid she, to do that. So that's all I'm saying. It'd be interesting to see how she navigates this next phase.
All right.
Because it's again, the two is a big jump. It's a big difference.
All right.
So shout out to all y'all pregnant entertainers out there. Hope y'all have some healthy and healthy pregnancy and keep doing what you do.
All right, what's next?
Speaking of entertainers and entertainers being not public, being private, the Sierra. Let me see. I gotta play this for you. Let me find it and I'm play you. Sierra's been trending because she has a new song.
Oh, does she?
She's speaking to the single women who don't need a man. Why she got a man at the house. So she's
she's following the same girls. She's following the same tip as Lala Anthony said that being married is overrated. Women don't need to get married. So both of them now are singing the same tune. They're friends. So they're like besties. So I guess it's Lala
Who?
has made this statement. Sierra's written a song and
Sierra, Anthony.
yes.
Oh no. Okay, so let me play this song for you. So
play it for me a cappella. Play the girls from me a cappella up front on the first half, and then the second half drop the beat in.
Yeah.
This is for the girls getting money. This is for the girls that don't need no man. This is for the girls that's in love with themselves. This is for all the girls that done did it by themselves. This is for all the girls that's INDEPENDENT. This is for all the girls that been living stress with me. For all the girls around the world. This for all the girls around the world.
So, did you catch that?
What was she saying? I mean, I need to get the
You're
lyrics.
looking.
I need to, let me bring the lyrics up.
This is for all the girls who. This is for all the girls who INDEPEDENT like me. So she made a song for all the independent women who don't need a man like her, who got a whole man at the house. Mm-hmm. And then she put out that prayer last year or the year before.
So the song is about that women don't need a man.
Yeah, the song is for the girls who don't need a man and who are independent. I'm gonna let you catch up. Okay, so let me read it to you. I'm gonna read what it says.
Okay.
This is what she's saying. This is for the girls this is for the girls that don't need a man. This is for the girls who's in love with theyself. This is for all the girls who's done it by theyself. And then she spelled out INDEPENDENT. What you know about?
All right, little Boosie.
I'm just saying. What kind? This like some mixed messages going on here, Dr. V. I'm just saying. What are your?
Oh my God! I mean, it's messed up either way around. First of all, we as women need to stop this. She has a whole goddamn man at home. She has a man with triceps, biceps, all of those good little things and qualities that women are wanting and needing. And you're gonna tell the single women it's okay. You don't need a man. You independent. You got this. But yet instead you go home to your man. Then you need to divorce yours. Then and let us have yours. Since you wrote the song that don't need a man. I'm just saying. Contradiction all flowing up. This is why you don't listen to these artists. They are out just to make money. And somebody believes in what they're saying in their lyrics and will go out and sing. I'm like Sierra. Sierra said, I don't need a man. Independent woman, go, do this, jump over hoops, do all of this all by yourself. And then Sierra goes home when she leaves the recording studio to her man. When you leave your job or leave your club, wherever you going, you go home to an empty bed. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here, please. Take some seats to the back. I ain't falling for that. And these songs don't need to be written, because too many people take this stuff literally. So I don't get that. We can be independent. Right. We can be strong and still have a man. Come on now. I don't like that. That's passion. Yeah. That's passion.
I'm like, I wonder who wrote this.
Somebody stupid.
Passion, because as an artist, I get it. You want to be able to speak to certain people, but it comes off in not genuine when again, you are posting all this thing on your Instagram about the prayers, you prayed person and you did all this, and you're not living life anymore. So you're not living that independent life.
No.
You know, it's been a long time. They've been together, right? So it's been a minute since you've been that girl who was out there being independent, living your life, doing your own. Right. So it's like it comes off as disingenuous, I would think, you know, as her. This is probably not the song that you should be for you. You know, I'm like, why would you gravitate to this song? What makes you to this song? Did your girl, again, you said it's Lala is her best friend. So maybe she's singing this song for her Lala. Maybe Lala, you know, Lala says marriage is not the goal, or, you know, so maybe you're right. Maybe she's channeling this from her friend Lala. So that her friend Lala can jam to it.
They got married in 2016.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you, baby girl, I need for you.
I mean,
the songs that you sing should be about love and marriage, love and marriage. And, I'm just being serious. Some stuff you cannot sing about anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We are grown behind.
Yeah, especially it'll be. Right. But see, here's the thing. This is I think the offset or the offshot of living such a public life. You're showing everybody, you know, what the good and the bad is. Well, mostly good, according to what you share and what you post. Hey, Russell is doing what he's supposed to do, keeping it down. So those thoughts, the passion that you had for the independent women and stuff, like I said, you got to be channeling from friends who are not married, because you can't say that you got that same energy. That means in everything that you say you healed, you did your prayer, God answered your prayers, you live in your. So where this energy coming from? For being dichotomy that she's portraying. So we'll see what makes it, but she's been getting some backlash for it. We'll see if she eventually drops it, if it becomes the for, you know, the summer. So maybe she's trying to get the summer girls up, and the summer girls popping.
This is what she needs to do. Leave that to Meg the Stallion. Let Meg rap on that. Let Meg the Stallion talk all about that. And you stay in the lane. Because even Beyonce ain't even doing that no more. You know, she ain't singing no songs like that no more. So come on, let's move past that. Let's go forward. Baby, leave that alone. Because look, I know I'm gonna get some people upset with me. Ciara, stick to dancing. This dance. You hype music. This dance. Please.
Yeah, I don't.
And you can dance your butt off, girl. You got it, girl.
That's really good. Yeah, like empowerment or hype music. Yeah, that probably would be her. You know,
that's her lane. That's her lane.
All my mothers or all my, you know, take that independent. Her lane. Stick with that. You push that narrative about finding that man in your dreams, and so stick with it. You know,
stick with it.
I don't know.
And everybody doing the prayer. And you moving, telling people to be by themselves. So, girl, bye.
Yeah.
Are we leading into our main topic?
I guess so. I think we talked about pretty much it. Last thing on the celebrity thing, and we'll bring it up real quick. The Chris Brown and Chloe Bailey thing. So she's been getting some pushback from waiting with Chris.
with Chloe Bailey. Let me start off by saying this. I am so sick and tired of hypocritical people. I need y'all to get a daggone life. Now, everyone knows about Chris Brown past with Rihanna. We all heard it. We all seen the pictures. That was when he was 19 years old, that him and Rihanna was leaving the Soul Train Music Awards, and they got into an altercation. He got arrested. They broke up. He asked for forgiveness. He went through this years of, doing what he needed to do. I hope he did. Went through therapy, went through all of these sessions, and made amends with Rihanna. Why is it that society, no matter what you do to get yourself corrected, we still bring up your past? As far as I know, I can only say, as far as I know, I have not heard of him being in any more altercations of putting his hands on another woman. I haven't heard of it. So if it's out there, maybe I need to read it, see it. But people need to hush. If this man is making his music, he ain't bothering nobody. And if Chloe Bailey wants to do a collab with Chris Brown, that is of her choice. She is not trying to marry Chris Brown. She is trying to make a record so that she can make more money off of your ass. Excuse my language. Yes, I said it, off of your ass, because you're going to go buy it. So leave them alone. This is music. This is about money. This is not about them dating. And we've got to learn how to forgive. Don't you want somebody to forgive you of stuff you think somebody don't know that you did? If they were to find out, you want somebody to forgive you, you'll be like, okay, enough is enough. All right, that was in my past. So this is in Chris Brown's past. So let's keep it pushing. That's all I got to say on that.
Y'all heard Dr. V? I mean, so let that boy make his money. Yeah, I mean, it's public knowledge, as you stated. How long will he have to live under the shadow? Probably the remainder of his life, because that's the internet. Nothing goes away. Unfortunately, some of our great superstars of the past has issues with women and altercations, but the internet was not around. And so, because we already know the story about Ike and Tina. We know Ike put them paws on Tina and the whole movement. So, stars that had personal altercations with women. I think it was one of the Temptations. Was it Tammy Terrell? Used to get knocked up by one of the Temptations. But there's if you go back enough.
It was Tammy Terrell. And it was what's about, and what is the one who said, "Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis." What is his name? Oh my God, David Ruffin.
David Ruffin, yeah. Ruffin used to put them paws on Tammy Terrell. So, and it didn't stop his career at the time. Unfortunately, things have changed, and we get that. They both were young. It was a very unfortunate event. It happened. If she's over it, you got to get over it. But we got the cancel culture.
We got this cancel culture
in this situation.
But got to stop that. It's just as if we do something, don't we want someone to forgive us? Or do you want to continue to resurface every time y'all have an argument, every time you have a conversation, you want someone to continue to bring that up, something that you've already apologized for, and we have moved on. It's been years now. The boy was 19 years old, not excusing his behavior. Let's get that right. I do not condone any man laying his hands upon a woman or a woman laying her hands upon a man. I do not condone this or advocate that behavior. But we've got to be able to let it go and forgive.
Yeah.
You ain't trying to date him, are you?
Yeah.
You trying to be with him?
Hey, we're gonna have a Chris Brown series in 10 years. Everybody gonna come out the wood. Chris Brown. Yeah, Chris Brown knocked me up when I tried to get into the club one time. So we'll see.
We pray that doesn't happen. Let's keep the brother man coming in the blood.
Surviving Chris Brown coming in 2027. You heard it here on Straight Talk with Dr. V.
Because I mean, when you think about it, this is not an R. Kelly situation, you know. Now, what R. Kelly has done, he claimed he's asked for forgiveness, but you know, we still got that in the back of our brains or our minds. Don't let your child around this man.
We hope not. I hope that Chris ain't moving like R. Kelly. We'll find out again.
I know. Oh, we pray.
It's the same. You don't find out until years later.
Yeah, years later.
It might be a lot of them running around here. We'll see. Stories to be told. All right, so let's go and hop over into this topic real quick, Dr. V.
Yeah.
And I'm to let you lead this one, but we're gonna start off. We're gonna listen to the clip or the reel or whatever they call them now, and it's about Black women are tired. So let me prop this up so we can have this conversation, because Dr. V said she got some statistics. She got some work for us, fellas.
I don't know about statistics, but I got my views on this situation as a Black woman.
Her views on
yes, which Mr. P said he's not on my side at all.
That's not what I said, Dr. V. I'm just saying the angle that you're taking, I'm probably not going to take this. So I'm trying to make sure you sit and you did this to me on Saturday, right? Yeah. So let me make sure I get the right one. I want to make sure that I get the right one.
Black women are tired.
Here we go.
They're tired of being independent. They're tired of that as the strongest. They're tired of having to take care of the kids by themselves. They're tired of bearing all the weight. Don't you see on all of these social media networks? Black women are tired, and the reason why I know this because I talk and have conversations with a lot of Black women. What a Black woman really want, she go to the soccer games. She want to not have to be the sole leader and sole provider of her family. She want to support the man who God gave her to be with. She will help me. The thing is, she's been placed in this position where she's had to lead. She's had to step up to the and do something that she really didn't want to be in the first place. She want to support her man. She want to nurture her kids. She want to nurture her husband while pursuing things that she's passionate about. That's it. It's that simple. The thing is, she just can't find a suitable leader that she trusts come in and relieve her of these responsibilities so that she can finally get some rest. Rest.
All right. So, I don't see the, poster because we got this from someone who shared it, but let me see if we can find the original audio. I was trying to find the I wanted to get a brother his credit, but I don't see the original brother who said
I was looking for it too.
But
I was looking for it as well.
Go ahead. All right, so go ahead.
No, I want to get your thoughts first. No. We're not gonna do this. Get your thoughts.
No. We listen.
Come on. Tell me. Black women are tired.
Right.
You heard the clip. What's your thoughts?
Okay, I don't disagree that Black women are not tired. I don't disagree with that. So he said a lot of things here. Mm-hmm. He said that they don't want to lead, but they've been put in positions where they had to lead. So let's look at that. Let's talk about that little aspect of the portion, a part of it. Okay. You have to own where you're at in your life. You have to own that part. So the position that you're in is based on the decisions that you made for your life. You know what I mean? So there's the majority of people are not where they're at today because of what other people did, more so than what they did and what decisions they made for themselves. It may involve other people, but the majority of the reasons why you are where you are today are because of you. That's my bond for a lot of things. That's the way I see life, is that I view things through. If you want to be in a different position, or if you've got to make decisions that are going to get you the outcomes that you want. It's not going to come to you just because you want it. You have to make decisions about your life and how you move through life to put you in a position to get the outcomes that you want, right? So you can't, for example, have a child before marriage with someone who you can't trust to lead, and then be mad that you have to lead. Because that's a decision that you made on who you chose to have a child with. You have to own that part of it. And that individual has part of making the decision to have a child with someone that he wasn't willing to lead or step up to lead or marry or make a part of his family. So he owns that part. You have to own your part, right? So we're leading up to y'all tired. I don't disagree that Black women are not tired, but at the same time, you were made, and this is not just for women, it's for anybody. Decisions that you made for your life are what got you to where you are today. Whether they're good or bad or however you feel about it or indifferent, those are what got you today. So if you want different outcomes for your life and for the life of your offspring and the future generations, they've got to make different decisions than what you made that got you to where you are in this position where you have no choice but to lead. You have no choice but to lead your household, take care of your kid. You can't put the blame after the fact. You know, the reason why you're here. You're here where you are. You want to be someplace else, you got to do things differently. Yourself in positions to get. So let's start there.
Okay.
What is your
all right
to that?
Okay. When you state, I was writing down that we as Black women, we put ourselves in these particular situations or positions to have to say we tired. What happens when you're dating someone and you get pregnant and you know, and everything is going good? You thought you were able to trust this particular gentleman. Don't give me that face just yet. Don't give me that face just yet. And when the baby comes or when the child comes into the world, he walks away. So what are we to blame because he didn't show that up front? Because we always hear quote unquote, oh, there were signs, they were this. No, there probably was no sign sometime. What about the Black man sticking in there, hanging in there, doing taking care of his responsibilities? I mean, just because if they didn't work out, there still has to be a responsibility that he has to still take ownership of himself. So when a Black man pretty much walks out of the life of the female or the girl he was with, he walks out of the child's life sometimes, often, and leaves her in position to have to step up to the plate to do all of these things that should be done with a partner. So do you still fault her or do you fault the man? Mr. P?
You ready for me to respond?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm ready.
to blame. Oh, let's go back to when you're dating someone.
Mr. P, you keep breaking up. You keep breaking up, Mr. P. I can't hardly hear you. Breaking up. The video is breaking up and the audio is a delay.
Okay, hold on.
Let's get that right because I need to be able to hear.
In the background. Let me close this. Yeah, because you need to hear all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good? Can you hear me now? All right. So let's take where you first started. You good? You can still hear me?
I can hear you. Now you went into auto. You stuck.
Okay. Let's take. Okay. Oh, matter of fact, hold on. Here we go. I'm gonna do this. Let me do this here. Let me stop all the background music. I'm gonna stop everything. All right. So no background music, so you can hear clearly what Miss is about to say.
Thank you. I'm ready because I got my. I'm writing as you're talking.
We're going to start. Begins at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
We think that it's okay to be casually dating people that in the to happen or occur that said unplanned pregnancy. That we are not aligned to what the outcomes that we want. So first of all, you should be dating that type of person. You should not. And you can pretend like they didn't know who they were. They didn't give you red flags. You should not even be intimate with a person that you know that if something was to occur, that and exceptions to there's some slick people out there, there's some slick talkers out there, but you have to own that you got played. My bad. Shame on me. You have on that part. Because here's what's happening. These the black men that you're referring to who are abandoning their kids, who are not taking responsibility of their kids, they're able to do it once, twice, 3 times, sometimes even 4 times. If a man that you meet and he's dating, he already has 1 baby mama, brakes should be on pause. If y'all are not talking marriage and he's not marriage minded or moving in a marriage like direction, you should not be wasting your time with him because he's already demonstrated that he's left 1 broken household already. What makes you so special that it won't happen to you? He's already left 1 woman out there to lead her house. He already demonstrated that. So tell me, Dr. V, as a woman, when you meet a man who's already left 1 broken home out there, 1 leader, he's already created 1 woman who got to lead her own house. Why is that pause right now? Why is that you don't say shame on me? Because he already demonstrated that he's going to leave a woman out in her house.
Now that's a valid statement. That, that means you really need to dig deeper and look harder in that particular situation, because you don't want to get yourself in the same situation that his past woman or past girlfriend, past ex-wife, whatever the situation could be. So in that aspect, you don't need to be jumping in there, because it lets you know if you left that 1 relationship, who's to say you won't leave me holding the bag? Right. So I get you there. That women have to do a better job at evaluating who they're dating. And then evaluating, and I understand what you said too, how people are casually dating and sleeping with people. And we know that's not what it should be, that you really need to get to know the person. And in that situation, I wouldn't put myself in that situation. If someone left one relationship, what makes you think you so good that he's going to stay with you? So as Black women, I feel that we believe that since there is a shortage of Black men, that a piece of a man is better than no man. I'd rather have something to hold on to than nothing. However, when you get that piece of a man and he leaves you holding the whole bag, then you become tired, because now you have to do everything. And it's all because, number one, you didn't dig deeper. You didn't look deeper. You didn't evaluate. You didn't really get to know him. Because a lot of women they're so tired. Some of them get desperate and they receive anything. They accept anything to say that they have a man. Is that possible? You know? But we're talking about, when we say women are tired, I want to take it from the viewpoint of that we are tired because, we're out here, not saying that, they don't, if they get pregnant out of wedlock and all of this, but we're tired as Black women for people who have made it, who have gotten the education, those who are working, good jobs and positions, that we are tired of having to go out here and pay the bill, to be the independent woman, to do all of these things. We are tired. We want a good man to come into our lives and take this load off of us. It was never intended for a woman to carry all of these things. It was intended for the man to be the head of the household and the woman to be the helpmate. So therefore, we are totally out of order. I'm tired of hearing people say that, oh, she makes 6 figures, she makes 8 figures, whatever she makes, that she ain't gonna want to deal with no brother like me. She don't want nobody like me. Her standards too high. Do you not know that woman would love for you to come into her life and just don't be about words, but be about action? We would love to relinquish all of these responsibilities that we have. We don't want to have all these goddamn responsibilities because we weren't built to handle this. And I don't care what a woman, independent woman, say that she got this. Shut up. You want a man. And you need a man. You can't do everything, sister.
Yeah, I do.
So we are tired. I know I'm tired as a Black.
You can't get them the doctor.
What you say?
But here's the thing. You said a very important thing. You can't get them to admit that they need a man.
Yeah.
Because they've been told all their lives that they don't need a man and they can do it all by themselves. I can do fine by myself. And so let's take children, introduce a whole new concept or dynamic to it. So let's take this with no kids, which is probably hard to find nowadays. So that's a different story. But as a woman, single woman with no kids, just as your priority is to get your education, get the bag. I hate when I hear that term, get the bag, become financially stable. Whether you have a career or whatever you have, be an entrepreneur, whatever, it should be just as much a priority for you to find a partner or find a like-minded person who's going to partner up with you in the marriage. It should be a priority. Hot summer is too high on the list. Living your best life alone is too high on your list of priorities. You're not prioritizing finding that long-term relationship. So you think that it's going to casually come to you without any effort? No. You're going to have to work it. You're going to have to go through some ups and downs. You're going to have to meet somebody who makes some mistakes or put their foot in their mouth and apologizes and move on. So you're gonna have to go through that. You can't dismiss everybody there. You're gonna meet somebody who's not could be not making as much money as you at the time, or who's still working their things out. You're gonna meet that person, and you can't dismiss those people because they don't meet whatever your expectations is for them, or this pie in the sky idea that you have about who best fits with you. There's missed opportunities all the time, and people are missing the opportunities of the people in front of them. You can only select from the people who are in front of you, from the people that you come in contact with. So
That's
you
true.
know, these expectations of you want this six-figure brother doing this, highly intelligent, got these characteristics, great body. Okay, are you in the same circles with these people? Are you meeting these type of people on a consistent basis? And if so, are you the type of person that these people would want? So are you equal to these people? So you can't just have all these expectations for your life, and then the decisions that you make are not aligned with these expectations. You can work on you all you want to. You can be the greatest person you want to be, but you have to have some direction, some intention in your life, and you got to be able to walk your own path without what society says you need to be doing, without your girlfriend's input. If you find a person who's willing to travel with you along the characteristics that you're looking for, and we're not even talking about how much they make at the moment. Because if you find somebody, as I stated before, who's a hard worker, who has goals and ambition and wants to do certain things in life, other stuff is going to come with time and work and effort and energy as you navigate life, because no one's pathway is going to be a direct line anywhere. There's going to be obstacles where you got to go over, under, and around. And if you find somebody who has the staying power, then that's a good person who's equally yoked. And then you get to a certain point, and I've seen a lot of conversations, or people make comments, or it's like, my partner is not ambitious. I want them to be more ambitious ever than why you want them. If you married them, or if you got connected to them and their ambitions didn't match up, you can't make them something they're not. You can encourage them or pour into something where they've already gotten something there. But a lot of relationships end because you've got this idea of, we're going to be this couple and get together, and then life is, they get to a point where what's more important to them, it might be time, it might be quality time, it might be giving back to the community, it might be other things that are not as financially lucrative, but it makes them happy. And if they're happy and they're, not taken away from anything, they don't want to be that power couple. They don't want to put 60 hours a week into building a company or being an entrepreneur. They don't want to do that because it doesn't make them happy. But then for you have this mindset that this person is not equally yoked, or I'm beyond this person because they're not as, you don't want these things and the same things in life that I want. That makes them like they're a bad person. No, the issue is you. They've been they've been the whole time. You want consistency, right? So look for consistency. And people who, who has staying power. I mean, I think everybody really thinks that they're gonna meet this person, it's gonna be easy, they're gonna take off, they're gonna be on the same page all the time. No, it's not gonna happen like that. Life is not like that. Marriage is not like that. And when you're together for long periods of time, things that are life happens. You would say you would get with this person, they're very ambitious, and they do someone very close to them. For them, their priorities are going to change. They spend so much time and effort trying to get the bag or get this money that they missed out opportunity to spend time with their loved ones. So their priorities might change, where time is going to be more important to them. So they may put down that desire, that pursuit to make as much money as they can to go focus in on their family. And if you're not okay with that, if your only focus is what you want out of life, and not what they want out of life, it's not going to work. And you're not going to find that person that's going to want what you want out of life all the time at the same time during the same season. It's not going to happen like that. So, you have to really change your expectations and be able to find, look for the common core that make you who you are, and that person that you're with make them who they are.
Right.
So I think that's what a lot of people are missing now, Dr. B.
I also want to go in and discuss, because as a Black woman, we have these characteristics. We have these things that we're looking for in a man or in our soulmate or whatever you want to call it. A lot of times people say, oh, don't go down, don't do that. If they call you picky, let them call you picky. You just waiting for the right one. And, and I remember our first lady of our church said, you keep being picky, you're going to be a part of the singles committee all your life. Certain things that we as women, when you are in a certain type of social economic platform, like example, someone told me that, once you get your PhD, you're not going to find anybody, because every man that you meet, they're going to run, because number one, you got an MBA and you have a PhD. 9 times out of 10, the Black man only maybe have an MBA or a bachelor's or an MBA. So they run from that. So we as women, maybe, I was thinking about this, stop telling the man everything. Let him fall into you. Just let him, you talk to him, get to know him, and he gets to know you. Don't tell him what you have. That's one aspect. Another one, if you have your list, go back and evaluate your list and say, hey, I make this. Does he have to make this certain amount of money? And, and go from there, starting your list. And it's not that you are stepping down from your standards or anything like that. It's that you are revamping so that you can have someone in your life, so that you can stop being tired of being Miss Independent. And I like what Mr. P said, that, what circle are you hanging around? Because if 2 people are making 6 figures, 8 figures, y'all ain't gonna be there for one another. Both of y'all trying to go out and get the bag. So nobody is home. Nobody is being supportive of one another. It's all about money. It's all about financing. So if you really want a loving marriage, sometimes it ain't gonna be the same. I like how Mr. P said, and he'll be a doctor soon, getting ready to start writing that dissertation. However, it's not gonna always be the same. You don't want to be. God made the man here. We're here. I don't care how much money you make, sister girl. I do not care. You will never be in the position of a man, because that's not how God intended it to be. We were created to be a helpmeet. That means we're supposed to be supportive to our husbands. That means we're supposed to back our husbands. We're supposed to be there for our husbands, and vice versa. Okay. So I don't want you said, oh, Dr. V, that's all she's doing. She's on the men's side. And, no, I was raised in a Christian upbringing. However, I do know the role. And we as educated Black women, we've got to know, if we're tired and sick and tired of being, we need to go back to our list. We need to go back and analyze some things and say, hey, what we will and what we will not deal with. And if you get a blue collar man, trust me, he gonna work hard. But you got to make sure that you're not throwing your finances up in his face. What you making, because then you're demeaning him as a Black man. Right. Don't do that. If you're gonna enter in this, when you get home, you take that CEO hat off, you take that 6-figure hat off, and you put on wife hat. You put on the hat that I'm supportive wife when you come in the house. Because trust and believe, he's already getting it from the outside of people saying your wife making more money than you. That he already may be feeling less than a man as a Black man. So if we're tired of being this independent and doing it all, we got to go back to the drawing board. We've got to start looking at some things. Another thing too, we got to remember our fathers and our mothers tell our little girls that you can be and do whatever you want to be. But also in the interim, we need to start telling our young girls now that, hey, I want you. Yeah, be all you can be, but make sure that you are out here dating, out here looking, making sure that you are to be found. Don't make you feel like you superior. Stop listening to this Meg Thee Stallion. Stop listening to all these people who ain't got nothing, is not that's not reality. That's fantasy world. So not trying to change the dynamics, but still tell your daughters, get the bag, get your education. However, make room for somebody, because you're going to need that somebody. You're going to need that companionship, because we are social beings.
Yeah, we do. You need, men need women and the women need men.
Exactly.
Period, point blank. If you make that a foundation of who you are, what you're looking for, and how you operate in life, then you will act accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're not here to say, and I'm not saying that you need to accept abuse. Not at all. You don't need to accept abuse.
No.
You don't need to accept anything that somebody presents to you. You don't need to do that. But needing a man doesn't need to accept the negative or the toxicity, whatever words you guys use for that. But knowing that we operate each other, men and women operate in condition, and find someone with a like mindset. And I think this is what a lot of people get confused, or they get things mixed up, or they've got a distorted view dynamics of how a man and a woman operate within a marriage and a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a subservient woman. And if you meet somebody who's dominating, or that they should dominate you, it's an issue. So then you go in being in a sub role. No, you're operating. There are times and places where you seek the counsel of your trusted partner and you listen to what she's saying, because in a lot of times, in a lot of cases, she has the correct path. But if you coming in there with your chest poked out, thinking it's all my way or the highway, or no, you're going to be led down the path of foolishness, and then she's going to lose respect for you. She's going to be looking at you and like, I told you so. But again, that is after you guys have built this relationship. And if you can't trust the person to give good advice or to be focused on what's best for you or the family, you shouldn't even have married in the first place.
Right.
That's on you, man. You can't trust your wife, who's supposed to be the one person in the world who she could be able to go to. If you can't trust her, you can't trust anybody. So your house is out of order. You're out of order. And get your house in order, get right. And again, a lot of times women they have the right answers because they are educated. They have been through certain situations. So if you're in the mindset that she can't tell me nothing, okay, you're doomed to fail anyway. But at the sometimes you're going to come to a junction where a decision has to be made, and you, as the man, you have to guide the decision and make the final direction, and then live with it. And because she trusts you, whether it's you guys are successful or you fail, she's still going to continue to trust you because you made the decision based on sound. I had a discussion and you talked about, and you've proven that you're doing what's in the best interest of the family and her. And so I don't know, you guys have got to get to a place here. You can't something that are dynamic that you're gonna have overnight. It's not something that the moment you get together, be there, and you're gonna make all the right decisions, and she's gonna make all the right decisions, and it's something that comes with time. And the only way that time occurs is you stay together. If you stick it out with this one, like I said, you're gonna hurt some feelings. She's gonna hurt your feelings, but you guys talk it out and you forgive and you move on, and you build this trust and this dynamic over it. But it's not going to happen in a year. It's not going to happen in 2 years. It's not even happen fully in 10 years. But if you stick with it long enough, there will become a point in your life where these things are operating as one and they're on accord.
Right.
But if you keep starting over, it's not going to happen.
Right.
It's not going to happen. You can't be together with super.
And when we think about Black woman, for what he was saying, Black woman is tired. She want to go to the game. She want to enjoy her children. She doesn't want to have to, pay all the bills. And I like what you said. Marriage is a partnership. Oftentimes people get married, the financial thing, but it's supposed to be a partnership. Another thing, we're waiting on our Black men that seems to either be in prison. And so a lot of the Black women are getting tired of waiting for the Black man to commit. So they start going outside of their race and start, dating the white man, the Asian man, so that they can, have this sense of belonging and can relinquish the independent role that has been placed upon the Black woman.
You're not getting it outside the race.
I was going to take it there dating outside. I was getting ready to take it there, right?
Date whoever you want to. First, you can date whoever you want to.
Right.
But men are going to be men, whatever race they are. You're not going to get anything different than you get from the Black man. And the majority of Black men want to marry. There's some few. Matter of fact, I need to show you this clip about the Passport brothers. This Passport brother got, he's supposed to be a Passport brother, got over to the D, missed it, and didn't have the $100 to change his flight. So he was on social media begging people to help him get back to the States. So, Passport brother went passporting without the funds. So that little backfired on you. Anyway, but we'll talk about it later. Yes. Yeah. My social clipping, we laughed about it, but he's a Passport brother who went to DR, missed his, and did not have the funds to adjustment fee to get back. Didn't even have to feed himself. So I don't know what kind of a Passport brother you are, but your passport should be. But anyway, as I was saying, what you're looking is not right. It's not necessarily going to be fine. There's some differences. I grant you that there's some different culture that will occur, and then it's really more so a Western mindset versus certain. I wouldn't. And a lot of the women have a lot of power, and really, I think some people think that the small majority of those Muslim nations, where the women don't have a lot of rights and power over there, I think they misconstrued that to mean that majority of the women outside of the United States are lower. They play traditional roles. That's not true. Even if you say people like Ukraine or Europe or South America, these women are very dominant in the relationship. These women play dominant role in relationships. There's really no difference you'll see in the way women are women. You can't. That's a misconception that a lot of people think that going outside of the United States or to other countries that they're going to find the perfect traditional. Anyway, so I really think, Dr. V, that, and I agree. I don't think that, I agree Black women are tired. And 100%, I agree they are tired. I agree that they don't want to be in those positions. I agree they want to have those in those roles. But what the question is the solution for this? Necessarily just the burden of the Black men stepping into these roles. I think if you're in that position, it's a lot harder to get out of that position. So my solution would be to put yourself in that position. So let's start with that. Do not put yourself in that position. But if you find you got to make decisions and put actions behind those decisions to get the outcomes, meaning you want someone long-term who can take on some into your fear so that you guys have some interaction. I'm not saying it's just simple as work. It's going to take a lot of work on both parties' parts. But say you meet someone, you've been in a leadership role 20, 25 years. They are willing to walk this path with you. Someone is going to have to give and take. What do you think women need to be able to give up in order to get some of those burdens taken from you? So I think that is a solution, is something that could be discussed. What do you think women need to give up? Because you're going to have to give up something, Dr. V.
Yeah, there
in order to
and there
get
has to be expectations of what you think you need, or want. And you got to remember, God gives us what we need and not what we want. That's number one. And so we can have all these great lists and all that. That's pretty, that's good, that's wonderful. However, we need to relinquish some of those things. And start there first. I would say start there first. And don't think that, and I'm still a believer in this too. Stop telling all of your business all at one time, because sometimes what you have intimidates men that may not have received the type of education that you received. So maybe withhold that information. It's sad to say that wow, we got to do all of that, Dr. Cox, because you don't want to intimidate the man until he gets to know you. Because degrees, some people talking, they think degrees takes them out of the process of being a good suitor for her, and that's not it. I mean, it's not it.
But that some people think that because some people weaponize degrees or use degrees to say that they are better or more.
Sometimes
to it. I get it. It's a spectrum to it. They're more educated.
Right. Sometimes men may feel inferior, that, oh, she has a degree, I can't talk to her, I'm out of her league. Like you got to hold a cross up, or whatnot, that I can't talk to her, and they see that as a red flag. So
do you think that's because of what women who are educated recognize that? Do you think because from their experience, when they meet a woman, she uses that to position herself as being better or more valuable than him? I think the men feel like
some men do. We're getting kind of, it's like a bag. I can't hardly understand when you say, I don't know if you finished or when I can come through and speak, because we kind of something with the connection. But I do believe that
Okay.
yes, some men feel that women use their degrees to say, hey, they could be, and they could perceive or believe that, oh, she's better than me because she has this or she has that. And if the black woman really wants to date or be and marry a black man, some things you may just need not to say at that time and let him get into you. Let him get to know you before you let him know what type of degrees and where you work and what you do.
So that's not a. I haven't been on dating in a long time. That's not like a conversation type questions that you ask, like in dating.
Well,
Do
that's the
people
thing.
like,
That's
oh,
the
so you
thing.
went to school?
Everybody asks these questions because everybody, as a friend of mine said, they want to be on the women want to be on the come up. And some of these conversations right then as you come out, just get to know one another, just talk. They say, hey, where you went to school? Just talk about your bachelor's. What you do? Oh, I work for such and such. That's all you need to know. I wouldn't even disclose if you're making 6. I wouldn't even disclose that I'm the CEO. I'm the VP. Unless
Mhm.
because if you're tired and you really want to be in that life, some things you're gonna have to kind of quiet down on until he gets into you and you into him. That's just a little wisdom right there. That's some old folks.
What do you say to women? Right. What do you say to women who say I shouldn't have my light to get a man?
Like, do what?
Dim my light. Like I shouldn't have to minimize my accomplishments just to make him comfortable.
When then you ain't ready. Then you're not
So
ready.
you ain't ready? You
You're
ain't
not
ready to
ready.
love? You're not ready to love,
You're
Dr.
not
D?
ready because you still got some pride there. You still got some what you can do. You're not ready and it's not about dimming your light. It's about you wanting to get out of the singles club. And it's not saying that you just picking any Joe Blow off the street. Not saying that. It's just certain things that you just have to kind of play cool about. It's just like we hear a lot of our friends, and we have a friend that doesn't drive their nice cars when he go on dates, drives a truck because he doesn't want women to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Because women will see that, oh, he got this, oh, he got that. Is that him dimming his light? No. You want to make sure that you falling for the person and not the materialistic things.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you're doing. But so a woman
Right.
who wants to say, "Oh, I'm dimming my light to make this blank the blank feel good," no, then you don't want it because see, in a relationship, in a marriage, you need to hype your husband up, and he gonna hype you up too. You got to be supportive of one another. You just dating at this time. What you ain't dimming my light. I know what I got. You know who you are. A person who can't dim don't know who they are. That's all I'm saying. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay.
So is that
Okay.
dimming light?
Well,
I mean, what's wrong with that?
no, well, no, nothing. I don't think there's a problem with it. Like I said, people. I think when people try to weaponize their accomplishments or they do the whole compare and contrast things, I think ultimately, yeah, that's great. She's great things, and you're doing great things, but I don't think they're the type compatible. That those aren't the core parts of the people that make them compatible and empowered. Yeah, it's great that we're both educated, that we both
Mhm.
have our, but people are not standing together because both of them got their degrees. People are not
Right.
staying together because both of them make why people stay together. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's other things that people together, their core, together, the type of people that they are, uh, unselfish people, stay in power, um, stay together. People who are well stay together. who have various interests and can change their interests stay. So people who are very flexible, they stay together. Anybody who's hard, a hard line, is my way or the highway. They only know one speed, one direction. Those people don't stay together because when one doesn't want to go in your direction, you're gonna jump ship, or that other person is not willing to go there with you. So you have to be flexible. You have to be people who are grudges. They don't stay together. People can't move on. They don't stay together. You know what I mean? So it has to be people who have a forgiving spirit, people who are unselfish. You have to be a forgiving spirit. You have to be somebody generous with your time and your effort and energy. You have to be somebody who does things because you do it, not because it's reciprocated. If you're only doing things for your partner, your spouse, because you want them to reciprocate it, it's not going to last, because there's going to be some where they can't do it, physically able to it, or they're not emotionally to do it. And so you're going to take them not reciprocating what you're doing as them not meeting your expectations, or there's something going on with them, or it's a whole lot of things that you're going to create into that. So you have to be able to not so rigid. You can't be rigid. If you're rigid, it's going to be difficult for anyone to maintain a long-term relationship with you, because you're unbearable. You're not flexible. You're not fitting. So those are the type of things that you need to be looking at the partners.
Exactly. So Black women, I know you're tired. Start changing that list. Start looking at your environment and in the areas and the circle that you hang around. If you want to be married, some things that you're just going to have to stop saying you the independent woman. I got this, I got that. Because if men think that you got that, they walk on and find someone else. So men love to be needed. They love to be wanted. So, but if they come and they start dating you and they feel that they're not needed or not wanted, they go to the next sister, because you don't need them. You don't want them. So, but if you're tired, like you say, you're tired, Black women. Oh yeah, you let them guards down. You let the blinds open and the curtains and pull them back, and like, hey, I need you, bro. I need you. Come on. Let's work this thing out. Let's work together. Let's see. We come together. Come on now. So evaluate you. Make sure that you're not giving off insecurity, number one, because men can pick up that insecurity too. They can pick up little things. So make sure you're not giving off insecurity. Don't let them think that you on them that bad, sister. Okay. Feed them a little bit at a time, girl. But yeah, I said that to be funny. However, just make sure that he can feel that you need him, you respect him, you value his presence, his time that you all spend together. You do not have to flaunt what you have and what you did, putting your child through school. That's phenomenal. That's wonderful, But then they want to know, where can they come in your life? Where do they fit? You got to make room. Have you really made room? Have you prepared for that? So, all right. So, I mean, I feel you. Yeah, Black women, we are tired. We have to do certain things because so many societal and environmental issues that came into our world that stopped the Black marriages for going forth like they should go. The dynamics of our marriage is totally different from the white marriages and Caucasian. I'm not Caucasian, I just said white. Asian marriages, but we are different. However, we have to now start changing that narrative. We've got to start making sure that we purposely date. We purposely marry. Like Mr. P say, look to be flexible in your life. You know, you ain't want no man that's gonna be like Mr. from The Color Purple now. Don't get in no situation like that. But make sure that you know you're in a healthy relationship that you can trust and be able to be vulnerable and be able to open up to him and he opens up to you.
Yep.
So,
Amen. Amen. Amen.
So,
Real cheat code.
I don't have a ring either. So look, my hand is bare, but you best believe Dr. V making sure that she is flexible. I'm making sure that my man knows that I need him, that my man knows that I respect him, I value him and his time. So hey, that's all I can say. Because I know men, you know how people are, oh, why is she talking like that? And she ain't got no ring on her finger either. Trust me, I'm being flexible. Just because PhD behind my name don't mean a diddly squat. Because it can't hold me at night, honey. Thank you.
Right.
Exactly.
And the ring is, if you tell yourself otherwise, you're faking. The ring is the goal.
The ring is the goal. The ring is the goal.
8-year relationship. Yeah, it's not the goal. You wasted 8 to 10 years if that is not the goal.
Yeah, that's right. So, ladies, come on, let's get out here. Let's do it right. So we good. All right, Mr. P.
All right. Well, again, sorry to the listeners if the data or the word off. I think StreamYard or what we were doing is we're recording at the same time. So I don't know if there's something changed with the settings, but we'll work on that. I think once we put them together, it may not be your part, but if it looks like we're delayed or paused, it's probably due to technology, and we're working on better. Looking at getting a dedicated PC for streaming this going forward. So hopefully that'll alleviate that issue. But again, I'm glad to be doing this with you, Dr. V. Wouldn't have it any other way. Let me get an applause for a show. Well, until next time, again, look out for, I'm coming up with a new podcast, Roll Off Straight Talk with Dr. V and Mr. P. You want to tell them what it is, Dr. V?
No.
It's going to be Night, Mr. P, where the men are going to talk to Mr. and we're going to give Dr. V something to look at while she drinks her coffee and listen to what the men say. Look out for Nightcaps with Mr. P. So we won't have all that Dr. V making faces while we talk men talk.
So look out because I'm going to have morning coffee with BS the next day.
She agrees with most of what I say, so don't be letting her fool y'all thinking she don't agree with most of the things I say. So, but until next time, we'll talk to y'all later.
Next time. We love you. Bye-bye. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye.